I'm Ken Timsit. I'm the Managing Director of CRONOS Chain and CRONOS Labs, the latter being the ecosystem accelerator of CRONOS Chain. CRONOS is one of the top blockchain networks in the world. It was launched at the end of last year, and its positioning is really to help bring the next generation of Web3 users from the world of centralized exchanges to the world of DeFi and NFTs and Web3 gaming. Things have been going very well for us so far since launch in terms of user adoption and adoption by developers.
So what does CRONOS mean to you? So this is, what's the PR statement that you always say? What does CRONOS mean to you personally?
So to me personally, so my background in crypto is that I used to work at Consensus. Consensus is one of the leading tech companies that is developing the infrastructure and the tools helping to use Ethereum and Ethereum chains. I had been working at Consensus since 2017, and as Consensus products have always been used by the OGs, right, the pioneers in crypto. I really felt that it was time for me to focus on bringing the next generation of users to Web3. I think there's still a lot of people, so if you look around the world, you have 350 million crypto holders, out of which probably only 30 to 50 million are the users of Consensus products and people who are using self-custodial wallets. And so for years I have felt that there is this huge untapped opportunity of crypto users for whom crypto just means buying Bitcoin and Ether and trading cryptocurrencies. And for me really it's moving into a role to lead CRONOS is really making sure that we have an ecosystem in place to bring those users to the full promise of Web3.
Fantastic. I mean, it's been a wild ride for CRONOS over the last year. How's it been, sort of the highs and then dealing with the bear market?
So we've been in a fortunate position that even though crypto prices have decreased a lot, users have continued to trickle into CRONOS, mainly through our partnership with Crypto.com. To share with you some numbers, at CRONOS right now there are probably around 300 third-party applications that have been deployed. We are close to 1 million users, and that number has continued to grow since the market has slowed down. With respect to transaction volume, we went from processing 500,000 transactions per day to today somewhere between 100 and 200,000 transactions per day. So smaller, but still very significant. And in terms of total value invested in DeFi products, we went from $4.5 billion to $1.5 billion. So again, a significant decrease, but one that has allowed us to climb in the ranks of blockchains worldwide, resulting in us climbing from number 9 to number 7 amongst all blockchain in the ranking by TVL.
So there's two chains, there's the Crypto.com chain and the CRONOS chain. Why do they exist as two separate things?
So the first one is the Crypto.org chain. The second one is CRONOS. The Crypto.org chain is a Cosmos chain, which is purpose-built for fast payments, fast transfer of NFTs, cheap transactions. It is very efficient, but it is not programmable, meaning that developers can't just come in and create applications and deploy them on Crypto.org. So CRONOS, by contrast, is an EVM chain, meaning that it's programmable. Any developer can deploy applications. We have more than 300 of them today. And so CRONOS is really meant to be a community chain where an ecosystem of applications is built, as opposed to Crypto.org, which powers very specific use cases in a very industrial and optimized way.
Okay, interesting. So, do you think is there any plan to merge the two at any point? Do you think there's a need to have two separate?
Yes, for sure. I mean, if we are looking at the broader blockchain ecosystem today, what we're seeing is a proliferation of chains rather than less chains. We are also seeing the market share of Ethereum decreasing in terms of its leadership of all other chains. And so, yeah, increasingly, I think we're seeing that various technologies are good to do different things. Certainly, the Crypto.org and the CRONOS chains are meant to stay and fulfill different purposes.
Interesting. So, do you think having EVM and IBC compatibility puts you ahead of some of the other chains out there?
I think that having that compatibility is very useful. We don't see ourselves as an Ethereum killer or as a killer of anything else. Our vision is that we want to bring as many new users into the ecosystem. We want to create an ecosystem where they can do useful things and safe things. And then we want to enable them to bridge their assets to other chains so that they can take advantage of the full promise of Web3. And so for us, that connectivity, so CRONOS is compatible with the Ethereum and EVM ecosystem, and it also has IBC connectivity to the Cosmos chains. And for us, that's part of our value proposition to users and to developers. It's what we think is going to help more users to come into Web3 knowing that they will not be in a walled garden and they will be able to take advantage of the all the benefits of this ecosystem. But we don't see it as something that is meant to position us in competition with other chains. We're thinking of everything as a collaboration.
You hear a lot of that in Web3, I think. I think it's probably one of the most collaborative ecosystems that I've been involved with personally. Do you look to see that continue?
For sure, I don't think that everyone is collaborative. I think some communities have historically been focused on creating alternatives to Ethereum, and the term Ethereum killer comes from that competition that exists. Competition is healthy and helps with innovation, but at the same time, when you think about deep down, what is the value proposition of crypto? It's that composability between applications and crypto assets. If we did not have that composability, we would simply be better off using banks that already provide very efficient ecosystems within walled gardens. And I think that doubling down on that composability is how we can create the most value for users.
So you talk about the over 300 projects. What's the most innovative implementation of CRONOS you've seen recently?
Our focus is on DeFi and Web3 gaming. In the DeFi space, to be perfectly honest, our focus has been on building the core financial primitives. The innovation here is that because of the connectivity that CRONOS has with other chains, you can get access to pretty much any of the world's top 50 cryptocurrencies. They are present on CRONOS, and then you can trade them on a decentralized exchange like VVS. You can borrow and lend them on a lending protocol like Tectonic or Pharaoh, or you can invest them in various types of vaults. So the innovation here is really more the availability of all those cryptocurrencies. Having said that, we're seeing some innovative DeFi protocols with delta neutral strategies like Siegel Finance, or liquid staking protocols like Argo, which I think are bringing a lot of innovation. And then the second vertical that is very important for us is Web3 gaming. Recently there was the launch of DigiPals, one of the first games at large scale on CRONOS that allows users to buy NFTs, import those NFTs into various game universes, and then complete quests, complete battles, breed their pets, as well as trade them between each other. And I think that use case is just the start of a lot of Web3 games that we can expect at CRONOS.
Fantastic. I mean, you've answered a couple of my questions there in one. So, just one question I'm asking everyone, and I'm not asking for financial advice, but within your ecosystem, with your experience of what you're exposed to, what would you be looking to as a potential reversal sign that we're moving back towards a bull market?
supply is going to drive the return to a bull market. And what I mean by that is, in the same way that DeFi summer came from specific protocol innovations, the next cycle is going to be driven by new protocol innovations. It's not just going to be a reversal of the mood of the users, even though for sure the inflation issues that we're seeing around the world first need to be resolved before people are able to spend money again. But so again, I think what's going to come next are new types of applications that we don't have today and didn't anticipate yet. And I think that's going to involve three things. First, DeFi protocols that are more capital efficient and rely less on magic money or early adopter rewards in order to create yield for their investors. Number two, blockchain games that have a real business model and are able to have sound monetization strategies that are sustainable. And number three, greater order of magnitude in terms of scalability. So 10x more scalability. And I think once those innovations and applications will be available again in the ecosystem sometime next year, then consumer interest is going to be rekindled.
Fantastic. So is there anything that we're unaware of or you'd like to promote in terms of what's kind of next for CRONOS?
Our focus for now is really to build the best possible ecosystem for developers and supporting developers so that they come up with those innovations that we can only think of but cannot implement ourselves. And so our focus for now is really to put all the support that we can behind developers. This is done through our $100 million ecosystem fund, which we are deploying in a few ways. First of all, through an accelerator program, which is taking around 10 startups per quarter and is helping them to refine their product market fit and achieve commercial success on CRONOS. Secondly, through our grant program, which is more targeted at apps that exist elsewhere in the blockchain ecosystem to incentivize them to deploy on CRONOS as well. And finally, when it comes to more grassroots innovation, we are sponsoring a bunch of hackathons. Right now, there's a hackathon that is taking application for gaming and metaverse developers that we're doing in partnership with Moralis. And this program is hopefully going to fuel the next generation of developers.